What's up, everybody? Welcome to PSI Love You XOXO, episode 45. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the new face of video games, Blessing Adeoye Jr.
What's up, Greg?
I'll tell you what's up. My asshole is so puckered tight right now.
Oh, yeah?
This is the first piece of games content, obviously outside of Games Daily, that we've been able to record live because we are not bound by an embargo, whether it be one of the 19 reviews we just did. And so like there's still this excitement and terror in me to see it live on YouTube right now for patrons. Whereas you know what I mean? Like to see them in the chat and think like, oh God, wait, are we allowed to do this one live? Or are we not allowed to do this one live? What's going to happen?
I'm so excited for this week because obviously it's console launch week. And so I mentioned this on Games Daily when I was talking to Tim, but like this whole week feels like a holiday. Like it's a really exciting time. But when the PlayStation 5 finally actually comes out, that's when I'm going to feel comfortable enough to like actually talk about things and like turn my account offline or online and like live freely the way that I've lived before getting a PS5.
It's one of those things. I think everybody knows how much I love platinum trophies. So to sit here and have people go to psnprofiles.com/gameovergreggy and see, nothing here because I can't have anything live kills me. Right now, am I the first? And here's what I'll tell you right now. No, I'm not. But until you know for sure, there's always that hope. Am I the first platinum in Miles Morales? Am I the first platinum in Bugsnax? Like these are possible things on PlayStation 5. I could be the first in. But there will be no way to know till those trophies are live and we're able to go live ourselves on November 12th.
I remember anything out there might have platinumed Miles Morales before.
Miles Morales, I got the old ball and chain gen want me to go out and hike and not have my eyes bleed staring at the TV screen all the time. So I would think another review, that's not a hard platinum. For me personally, when it comes down to where am I going to fall on the leaderboards, it's all about who actually got copies of the game. And so the fact that we were included in the press pool this time around, you know what I mean, rather than just to be an influencer thing, like when a code for a game goes out, it's going out to just about anybody, right? But the fact that there was a barrier to entry of the PlayStation 5 makes me hopeful because, in gaming press, you start getting into who really gives a shit about trophies. Jonathan Dornbush, does he give a shit about trophies? He enjoys them, I'm sure. Is he obsessed with them like I am? Barrett Courtney, Sad Boy Barrett on the ones and twos. Is Dornbush obsessed the way I am?
I think the answer is no. No, he's like close in between myself.
Very quick answer.
In between myself and you, Greg, I think he's closer to you. Where I am like, I like trophies. Okay. I'll enjoy popping them. I'll go for an easy platinum once a year, but that's about it. Sure. Also, okay. I just wanted to shout out back to when you and I were racing to see who got the original Spider-Man platinum. Back when I was working at IGN, I remember you and I texting like, "Where you at?
Oh yeah,
where you at? How close are you?"
Yeah, you got there first. I fell off that. You beat me though on that one, right?
I think so, but no, I think you got it by like a couple of hours. But it was so cool. Like I think that was the first time I've ever been in like the top 50 first people to ever like pop up.
And see, that's the thing about it. Even when you're talking about there, I remember, and I'm not even trying to throw shade at all by any stretch of imagination, but I remember for Spider-Man, it was Spider-Man PS4. It was a similar thing where, I marathoned this story for the weekend. And then like I was going blind doing all the other stuff. And I was like, I got to step away. And I know that when I did like the Monday after the embargo or whatever, where I was like, all right, I got the platinum. I remember a couple of different people from smaller outlets being like, wait, people would be like, oh, Greg said he popped it. When did he say he popped it? Oh, I popped it before then. And that's my thing right here. Jonathan Dornbush from Podcast Beyond today tweets, and of course we are recording this live on Monday the 9th at 10:08. He tweets, platinum Bugsnax over the weekend and adored it. This kid, get out of here, clown shoes. I platinum Bugsnax like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. So then you get into the real thing of when did I do it? You know what I mean? And then at the same time, my wife was platinuming on PlayStation 4. She platinumed a few hours after me. Where's she going to shake out on these lists? Nobody knows. A lot of things going on. Lots happening, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm saying. And so, yes, it is a holiday week.
Yeah, it feels cool. We're like right there. The release of the PlayStation 5.
Yeah. Is it so? Talk to me about this. And this is the whole thing. Before we started this episode, Barrett was like, "Oh, so this is topic of the show. When are you going to answer these questions that don't really relate to topic of the show?" I'm like, this this is the PlayStation 5 launch party. All right. This is a celebration of the fact we've made it to the finish line. So where I want to start with you, Blessing Adeoye Jr., right here at the top, before we even get into the rigmarole or housekeeping or anything like that. And I know this is a loaded question because, of course, it is COVID and it is 2020. But what has it been for you to cover your first console launch, like on this side of the industry, full-time gig?
I mean, it definitely feels wild. Like I've been thinking about that quite a bit for the last few weeks. Thinking about where I was PS4 launch compared to PS5 launch, and PS4
where
launch,
were you? Yeah,
that was 2013, and so I was in college. I was listening to Beyond regularly, and I think I was following the launch along with y'all guys. And like, you know, going about it then. I didn't get a PS4 until after launch, and so like I didn't get to actually experience the in the moment, but taking it all in as everybody else was experiencing it was a cool thing for me. And yeah, now actually being on this side of the industry during the PS5 launch, it's been a really cool and surreal thing. But also, like, I mean, to what you said earlier, right? Like, it also feels interesting and weird because there are so many things happening at the same time, whether it be COVID or whether it be the election. And so my mind's being pulled in all these different directions. But, you know, getting to play games like Miles Morales and Astro's Playroom and Bugsnax, like in this period on a new console, on a new piece of hardware, and actually feeling like I'm part of that first wave of people that get to basically message like, hey, this is what next gen is. Like, this is what next gen looks like. This is what performance mode means for these consoles. This is what the DualSense is. Like, it definitely feels out of this world when I'm able to take a step back and kind of realize like the amount of like the privileged position that I get to be in 2020.
Well, you've earned it. I think you've done a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And the best part is that it's that, you know, I always talk about this for big games, those things like Last of Us Part 2 or some of the other games that we've talked about before. Usually it's PlayStation, obviously, because it's me, and single player stuff, is that we get our reviews up, you know, a week before. And then by the time release day happens and there is that 12:01 a.m., everybody's tweeting it. Your PlayStation friends list is full of people on it for the first time. I always have that moment of like, oh, like a little bit of depression, not because I'm sharing it with people, but more the fact that I'm not sharing it with it, that it's already come and gone for me, right? Where it's like, oh, like I remember those moments and those holy shit things that happened in this game or that at this point in that time. And for us, it was so long ago, and now you get to go live them, and I don't get to experience them side by side with you. What's fascinating right now, I think, about the PlayStation 5 launch and being us is that, sure, we have our PlayStation 5s. That's great. You know, we have platinums or I do. You're a clown too, and you're not actually out there trying. You know what I mean?
I'm not trying at all.
Yeah, exactly. But we've beaten Miles. We've beaten Astro. I'm already playing through Valhalla. It's still that excitement right now of refreshing my inbox because, I mean, you know, they can't embargo me to like give me the game. We still don't have Sackboy. We still don't have Demon's Souls. We still don't have Spider-Man remastered. Like, there's still so much that's going to hit this week that we will still get to live that wave of excitement with all of you as you get to play it as well.
Yeah, it's been cool too seeing Tim get his PS5, and we talked about
that I don't think is cool. I liked it better when you and me were the PlayStation. I mean,
we were part of like the exclusive club, which did feel cool. But to the point of like experiencing stuff with other people, seeing Tim get his PS5 and seeing him experience Astro, like has been cool, right? And like that's another reason why I can't wait for. Is it Thursday? I can't wait for launch day of the PS5 because it's Thursday. Yeah, I can't wait for it because I cannot wait to see people's reaction to Astro, and then see people's reactions to Miles Morales, and then see people's reactions to the rest of the launch library. Because I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think it is the best PlayStation launch lineup. Period. And like,
oh, don't save that. That's topic of the show. I put that in.
Oh,
there,
okay.
You know I mean? Actually, you know what? While we're here, this is PS I Love You, XOXO. Remember, each and every week, Blessing and I get together to talk about all the nerdy things about PlayStation. If you like that, you should be part of the show at patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. You can give us your questions, comments, concerns, and everything under the PlayStation sun, along with your trophy profiles for us to peruse over on psnprofiles.com. Of course, on patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, you have a number of amazing perks, such as getting the show ad-free, getting your questions read, getting the show with the exclusive post show we do each and every week, and more importantly, for Demetrius Newell, Dragon D, Mark Freeman, and Mike L, you can watch us record the show live on patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. If you have no bucks tossed our way, it's no big deal. Of course, you can get the show with ads, no post show, not live, every Tuesday at 6 a.m. Pacific time on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, roosterteeth.com, and podcast services around the globe each and every Tuesday, as I said, but it could be week too. You know how it is. Housekeeping for you as we are talking about it is next gen week. This is what we've all been building and getting ready for, ladies and gentlemen. You can go to youtube.com/kindoffunnygames right now and get the Bug Snacks review, the Assassin's Creed Valhalla review. You can get pretty much by the time this post, right? The first impressions of the Pathless. You can get the XCast review of the Series X if that's more your bag. And of course, you can get last week's Spider-Man and Astro's Playroom and PS5 reviews, all on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. Otherwise, those are spread out among our many Kind of Funny podcast feeds, such as the Kind of Funny XCast, Kind of Funny First Impressions, Kind of Funny Games Cast, and of course, PS I Love You XOXO. Again, that is just the tip of the iceberg. This is still a holiday rush. There are still embargoes. I just told you about all the games we don't have yet that we're about to get and be completely sleepless playing. On top of all that, in the world of what we're talking about, Tim has beaten Miles Morales. I heard him talk a little bit about it on Games Daily today, but he hasn't talked to us about it at all. That's why this week we are recording that there Miles Morales spoiler cast.
Yeah.
And from Insomniac, Brian Horton is coming to be a part of it. Of course, he was creative director on this game. So get your questions in right now. Due to the Gamescast feed, it's going to be a Gamescast. Patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. You can get us your questions. And I know you're going to say, I haven't beaten the game yet. We'll have the questions about that. This is more about making the game. This will go live Friday is what we're targeting, Friday morning. So that if you pulled an all-nighter on Thursday or a day off, you beat it. You'll have a show ready for you. And of course, remember, there's no expiration date on these spoiler casts. They'll be there when you're ready for them. Don't worry about it. Of course, we couldn't keep these mics on or these lights on without patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, where you can go be a Patreon producer like Blackjack, Tom Bach, ALWT Gaming. Kevin is the best Christmas elf. Jeffrey P Long, Sancho West Gaming, and James Hastings. Today we're brought to you by HBO Max, but I'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with topic of the show. Like I said, Bless, it's PlayStation 5 week. For the most part, the shackles are off. We can talk about whatever we want to nowadays. I wanted to start with something you had said leading into this. Leading into the PlayStation 5 launch, you had started noodling this idea where you had said you thought this could be the best PlayStation launch lineup of all time.
Yes.
Then, I think it was today on Games Daily, you said, you know what? I've played Spider-Man. I've played Bugsnax. I've seen the guys, and you guys are doing the review roundups, playing Valhalla. You said that this is for sure the best PlayStation lineup for
100%. Yeah, this launch lineup is incredible. Like I think it is unrivaled as far as like PlayStation launch lineups and even launch lineups in general. I think it's very good, right? I think it has everything you want in a launch lineup. If we're talking about the diversity in games, right? Like Bugsnax is different from Miles, which is different from Astro, which is different from Valhalla, which is different from the Pathless, which is different from
that variety.
Like the variety in games that are available, let alone games that haven't been talked about yet, and games that even me and you haven't gotten to get our hands on. Yeah, there was a state of play over the weekend that I somehow missed completely.
We were doing Extra Life, by the way. Thank you so much
for
raising so much money for Extra Life. We set a brand new Kind of Funny record, more than $140,000 raised. That's why I have this weird mustache. Should have said that earlier. That's why Tim is bald and beardless.
And that's why, if you can't tell, I'm growing the fullest beard of all time.
It's coming in. Let me see it. I'm opening it up here.
This is this is how I look regularly, because like I shave probably like every 4 or 5 days, I shave on Saturday, and so I look like regular Bless right now. Talk to me in 2.5 weeks and we'll see. Check in with how I'm going, because I might not be doing well, because I'll be very itchy. But what was I saying? Was I in the middle of?
We were talking about how you missed. We all missed
the state of play.
The state of play.
Yeah, and I tuned in because there was a state of play for Demon Souls on Saturday that dropped, if you weren't aware. And on Sunday, I tuned into it just to check out a little bit, because Demon Souls isn't necessarily my type of game, but I'm interested in it. And even
we're
watching
all playing
the gameplay
it, right? I think we're all on the same page that none of us are. Well, I shouldn't say none of us, but of you and me and Tim, the core people. Imran, of course, is a huge Souls fan. We're all like, oh, we're gonna try it, but will it stick? Probably not. But let's see.
Exactly, but seeing the gameplay there, like I can't imagine how stoked that audience is for that game, and I can't imagine how much that game is going to resonate with folks. Period, right? Like if we're talking about the PS5 launch lineup, like that's going to be a juggernaut. Not only just because it's Demon Souls and people already like Demon Souls and people love Souls games in general, but Bluepoint and their talent and what they do with games that they're able to get their hands on. That's going to be a heavy hitter, if not probably the heaviest hitter of the launch lineup, I imagine, for so many people. And so we're talking about
it where we're going to wade into this a bit in terms of this being the best launch lineup. I agree with you. I think hands down, even though we are talking, as I look at the launch lineup, I pulled our from episode 39, we did a prediction, for the PlayStation 5 launch lineup, the Metacritic scores. We had a whole bunch of rules of closest, whoever is the closest, no matter if they were above or below it. If you land on the nose, you get 2 points. This is going to be as of the week of November 30th. So this is still out a bit. And what's on the line is a Popeye's chicken sandwich for it or whatever. But even looking through this right now, right? You look at the launch lineup: Spider-Man Miles Morales, Bugsnax, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Astro's Playroom, Demon Souls Remastered, Destruction All-Stars, obviously rest in peace, Godfall, Sackboy, A Big Adventure. Then we didn't bother ranking out Observer, DMC5, Watch Dogs Legion, Maneater, Destiny 2, Rainbow Six, Fortnite. Just what I just read for you from the top, though, that we did rank. We don't have all those games, but what we do have, I think based on that alone, you can sit there and go, oh, this is the best launch lineup in terms of quality. And even though it's not up my alley, Demon Souls, right, is going to be phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
It's Bluepoint, it's Demon Souls. I have no doubt that game is not going to be fantastic.
Yeah, for so many people, that is going to be the best launch game, right? And like that's the game that I'm not. That's not my jam. And even when I remove that from my list of games that I take away, and I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. Like it's still a fantastic lineup. Then you include Demon Souls, and it's like, oh wow, like this is a solid meaty lineup of games. And like for I guess the 3 games that we have reviews up of now.
4?
Oh yeah, because you did 4? Because Bugsnax, Miles Morales, Astro, yes, and Valhalla. Yeah, so out of the 4 games, I haven't tuned in your Valhalla review, but from what I've seen online, like reviews are very positive. People like
You're liking it quite a bit. Isn't that right, Sad Boy?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry. People said I talked too much on the review, so I just wanted to make sure.
I almost slacked you about that this morning. I was like, I know you're gonna get hung up on that because you're Barrett. Shut up.
I just will say to the YouTube comments, that was the first thing I texted Greg after we recorded that review, where I was like, hey man, sorry I talked too much.
I was in there and I said that's what we wanted from you. You played all the Assassin's Creed game this calendar year. Yeah, I want your opinion on this one. Don't worry about it. Even with those, Blessing, to continue on your thing, those are all crushing right now.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like for the games we can talk about, like those games are crushing. The games we haven't got, the games we aren't able to talk about, right? Like I'm very optimistic. Like the only game here that I'm not that optimistic for is Godfall. And like even that one, I'm still holding out hope. Like have fingers crossed that game is going to end up being.
And really that's the thing. That works to Godfall's favor. I think having low expectations for this game we know barely anything about works to Godfall's favor. If it drops in, it is a lot of fun, and you do want to play it. You do want to put stuff into it.
Yeah. Even Destruction All-Stars though, like seeing now we're getting outward toward launch, but like
February,
delaying that game, putting it out in February as a PS Plus thing, we've talked about it before, is the greatest move they could have made for that game. And again, comes back to this thing of filling me with excitement for what this launch window is, right? Like that game is actually going to have a chance to shine because of how they're going about it, right? Because of how they pivoted.
Yeah, and again to what we're talking about of this, not delayed gratification, but like the riding the wave still with the audience and with everybody who listens to PS I Love You XOXO, which there's so many of you, and thank you so much. Even for Assassin's Creed Valhalla right now, the thing we haven't talked about, Blessing, because we haven't been on a show about it. So I've been playing. I'm probably still ahead on PlayStation, but I had been playing on PlayStation 5, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, PlayStation 4 version through backwards compatibility. The PlayStation 5 version of Assassin's Creed Valhalla was not ready to go yet. It hasn't been added to the thing yet, and it still hasn't. So even right now, as I'm 25 hours into this game, I am stoked to get that. Part of that, I can't wait to get it on PlayStation 5. Of course, it's just I want the trophies and I want the best experience and I want the optimized load times and yada yada yada. Obviously, another big part of that, Blessing, is even though PlayStation 5's version isn't up and running yet, Ubisoft Connect quietly is up and running. and I don't know if we've talked about this, where I was playing on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, but PlayStation 4 backwards compatibility, and I was making my saves, and I would see this little cloud icon on it with the down arrow. And I was like, oh, they must have changed it around, because obviously we're still getting to know PlayStation 5. We're still getting to know this generation of games. I was like, oh, they must have changed it, and that must signify that that has been, or maybe that's my one and only save that's going to the PS Plus cloud. Like they're doing something there about it. That's interesting. Then, Xbox hit me up and was like, hey, do you want to host some Assassin's Creed Valhalla streams for us? It's during Extra Life weekend. We'll give you a cost and we'll donate some stuff or donate money to your Extra Life campaign. I was like, of course, that's great. Fantastic. When I signed on and played with that first stream with them and I ended it, I looked in there and I was like, what the fuck? And it was a little cloud with the arrow, and it was my PlayStation save. Like what I had been doing on PlayStation was already up into the Ubisoft cloud, which is now available on my Xbox Series X. And I downloaded it and ran it there. And the Xbox Series X version is live to play of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And that thing is fucking stunning and runs so well and looks so beautiful. And the fast travel times are so fast. Like I am so excited to get the email that, oh, the PlayStation 5 version of Assassin's Creed Valhalla is ready for you, to go in, get it, and see what it looks like and compare it, because I'm so impressed with how it runs on Series X. And I've been now playing it so carefully. I have been playing my PlayStation save on the Series X, but doing things where I'm like, all right, there's probably not a trophy assigned to this. And I don't think I've done enough of this, do X to get the trophy that I need to worry about this. So I'm going to run through and do it over here on Xbox and not worry about popping the achievement and fucking everything up.
See, this tells you how much I've not been paying attention to Assassin's Creed, because I have the PS4 version. I've not touched it at all. Just because I've been flirting with the idea of getting to Valhalla. I want to play it, but there's so much other stuff going on.
I would say wait for the day one PS5 thing, because
that's where I'm at, because I was like, well, if I play it now, my save transfers to PS5 when that comes.
That's true. Yeah. I just don't know like how much you're gonna have the patience with like the load times, because like even though like I'm very high off the game, like. Yeah, load times are really bad right now, and like I can't wait to be able to do because Ubisoft, like Valhalla does have the free upgrade, right? Yeah, so I can't wait to like be able to transfer my save over, get that free upgrade, and to not have to deal with what I like minutes of loading in.
What we talked about in the review, and what I'll stress again, especially after having played so much of it now in Series X, where I'd say I'm nearing the halfway point, where I'm getting close to have played half of each, but. The PlayStation 4 version, when I was playing it, even then I was like, oof, man, a lot of pop in. Oh, this isn't running so good. And it was that thing of like, man, I was expecting this to look way better. And then playing it on Series X, we all had this conversation of like, oh, okay, cool. The next gen platforms are the ones that they put the most time into. Like this is what they wanted this game to look like. You hope. We haven't seen PlayStation 5. You hope it runs as well as that. And so it is actually a downgrade to be on PlayStation 4, which isn't not to be expected, but I think so much of these, we've talked so many about these cross-gen games where it seems like, oh, well, it's going to run better, sure, but I think it's running markedly worse on PlayStation 4, which again is not bad. It's not terrible, but it is that thing of like, once you see it the other way, you're like, oh my God, I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it on this anymore. One thing I want to pop in for, of course, because again, patrons can get help over. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say there. That was a new one I was adding in.
After that, I was like, we do guides now.
I almost said patrons come first. I was like, oh, that doesn't sound right either. Basically, what I'm fucking saying is Game Jumper X in the chat says, how does jumping platforms affect trophies / achievements? The answer, I haven't seen it go the wrong way yet, but I haven't seen it go the way you probably want it to work. So I assume it's working the way I've always known trophies to work, as somebody who hops around between different systems and different PlayStations as consoles. So the way Assassin's Creed works, which is not the way every game will be guaranteed to work, is that you need to pop the trophy on your console of choice. And that does not shock me, because again, the amount of times I've played cross-platform or done different things is lots of games. Let's talk about a DC Universe Online. That, of course, infamously and amazingly, was that if you already had whatever you already had in the PS3 version of the game, when you loaded it up PlayStation 4, it would pop all those trophies. Ding, 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 ding. And that is a very specific game. That is a game tied to an online server. That is a game that is constantly checking your stats that way. Most of the time, for a story-driven game, if there's a trophy of, complete this mission chain to pop a trophy or an achievement, it's not going to check for that every time you turn on the game. So that is something you need to do for it to trigger and go, got it, there you go, you get this trophy. of course, the other side of this would be, and I don't know this, if there was a trophy that are synchronized 10 viewpoints, right? If I popped that 10th one on Xbox, my assumption would be when I popped the 11th one on PlayStation, I would get the trophy there for the 10 that way, and it would counterbalance that way because it knows to look for that in the back end. So the way I've been playing is very carefully of when I bring my save over, all right, cool, I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna do things that I think are open world stuff because there's so much collecting. You're in that meat of the game right now in an Assassin's Creed RPG Valhalla, where it's like, hey, you're gonna get trophies at the end of this. You get your trophies in the beginning as you do your firsts for a million things, and then you get them at the end when you get through the rest. So I've been doing that and avoiding story stuff usually when I'm playing over on Xbox because I don't want to get in that situation of shit, I have to go over there and pop in a very specific way. But it's getting harder by the day because Xbox looks so good and plays so well. And my counter to that, of course, of like, well, I can't be sure, but I transfer the save back and forth, and I have a whole bunch on PlayStation trophies. And when I, loaded that save up on Xbox, I didn't get ding, ding, ding. I didn't get those achievements popping. My Xbox achievement right now is limited to what I've done on my from the ground up Xbox save. But
interesting. I guess that makes sense.
We're talking about generation, this is all convenience. And of course, if you're talking about PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, this is a moot point because they share the same trophy list is what we've been told. So it's like you don't have to worry.
Wait, so do you expect your trophies to just pop on PS5 then when you transfer from PS4 to PS5?
No, what I expect if I have 20% of the PlayStation trophies on PS4, when I turn on the PlayStation 5 and go in there, I'm expecting to have 20% on PlayStation 5 already. Because I don't expect. From what I understand, it's a shared list. If you've heard something different, please let me know in the comments. And because it's still a very fast and loose thing where Bugsnax has been very forward, right? We have two different trophy lists. So you have your PlayStation 5 trophies and you have your PlayStation 4 trophies, which you're getting two versions of the game, and yada, yada, yada that way.
Has it worked that way before with different platforms on PlayStation? Like, has there ever been a game that's on both Vita and PS4 or Vita and PS3 that share the same trophy list?
Yes.
That don't have okay.
Yes. Yeah,
gotcha.
That exists already. Yeah,
gotcha.
Again, though, it is a case by case basis, which has made this so hard, especially for people who I feel haven't been caring about trophies for as long. And I guess you don't have the wealth of experience that hopefully the reason you turned us to do all of this is because it's a case by case thing. So you can't ever point to one game and say, oh, clearly that's how it's going to work over here. From what I understand, yes, it's shared list for Valhalla because it's a shared thing and it's an upgrade. But I could be wrong, and maybe I turn it on, I bring my save over, and it's like, motherfucker, do I really have to go back and get these things? But we'll see, and I digress. Basically, though, to the point of what we're talking about is next gen's already awesome, and the new consoles are already awesome, and this launch lineup is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, since we're already on the topic of Assassin's Creed Valhalla,
yeah, for
me, as somebody who has fallen in love with Ghost of Tsushima, right? Like both the single player and the multiplayer, but I guess multiplayer doesn't factor in this specific conversation. Would that mean I would probably like Valhalla? Do you think?
I think
does that translate?
I think it's a tough question because to me, I wish Ghost of Tsushima got more of its hooks into me, but I did recognize that it was like the feudal Japan game that Assassin's Creed fans have been asking for from Assassin's Creed for years and years and years, and for some reason it just didn't hit for me. Whereas I am really, really digging Valhalla. So I think it's semi-difficult, but what I will say, there's a lock-on system blessing.
Oh.
But I also will say,
I do like a lock-on system.
It is a little finicky. Yeah.
Talk to me about what about Ghost spoke to you. And I think that would apply more to what, if anything, from Valhalla would speak to you.
I mean, I guess that's actually a very good question.
Thank you. I'm Greg Miller, number one interview
at Ghost. I mean, I guess I like the combat. I like the open world and how free it felt. If that makes sense. Like I know we made the Breath of the Wild comparison a lot when we were playing Ghost of Tsushima, but I do like that feeling of moving around the world at my own pace and kind of checking things off and feel like I am I don't know. It feels like a relaxation game for me, like a cool podcast, sit down, chill, go at my own pace kind of thing. I think that's the specific thing that struck me when it came to Ghost of Tsushima as a Ghost of Tsushima structure as an open world. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Then I think yes, you would really like a Valhalla. I think Valhalla does an incredible job right now of giving you a world to explore with very little on it. I think when we talked about Ghost of Tsushima, which I love and is on my short list in terms of top games of the year, what did I say, right? I talked about how it is very much a video game, for better or worse, in the way of like, all right, here's a Fox Den, here's the thing, here's the stuff, and there's the icons on the map. What I like about Valhalla is it's taking a step back from that. Of there are 3 different colored icons on the map. You have to go and investigate them. And again, 20 some hours into the game today, I went to another blue mystery on the Xbox stream and walked up to it and literally went, all right, guys, I've never seen this icon before. I don't know what this is. And had to investigate what it is. And it's a sacrificial thing. And it's like, I need to get 20 of these things I've never seen before either. And it's like, all right, that's cool. And then, in the same breath, I turned around. There was another blue dot for these are the mysteries. I went over to that blue dot and it was this dude who was naked and raving about how great it is to be a nudist and how his nudist colony had exiled him and he wanted me to go steal their clothes.
Oh,
and I was
my
like,
God.
Yeah, fuck yeah. All right. And I went and did that. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of reward system to it where I think this RPG Assassin's Creed is doing a better job of hiding its video game tendencies. It's giving you the, hey, the breadcrumb, there's something there. Do you want to go? There's a gold dot there, which means that it could be new armor. It could just be wealth. It could just be gold bars or whatever. Do you want to go out and look for it? You can if you want to. And then the struggle I've had, and Barrett's been on the inside of this, of him and I slacking or texting about it and then doing the show. And then I think evolving is that I loved Odyssey's side stories. I loved Odyssey's, hey, I didn't know what's going to happen next. And the story always goes of like, I would go and do them. And then the next morning, Jen would wake up, we'd get a cup of coffee and I would be like, oh my God, this amazing thing happened last night. And I hadn't been having those from the blue dots as much this time around. And I was like, oh, I feel like it's lacking. And obviously people were worried about Odyssey's bloat. And like they talked about stripping some of it back for Valhalla. They've taken those moments when I think obviously right now here with this nudist thing, that's a standout one where I would tell you about. I've had several others where I wouldn't. However, they've taken those kind of side things and put them, those moments that made the side missions stand out, they've taken and put into the main story. Where the main story now is about getting these people on your side. And I don't know if you caught this a few weeks ago, they had said that like the way we're tackling storytelling in this is giving you like chapters, and the chapters gonna be 2 to 3 hours. So you go off on this, and it's kind of like, I think Barrett's the one who said yesterday, it's kind of like a season of TV or an episode arc where you go out, you meet these new characters, you get invested with them, you do whatever they need, and you have, maybe it's horrific things happen, maybe it's hilarious things happen, and you figure it all out together. And I was playing this like I played Odyssey originally, which was cool, new area. I'm going to synchronize everything. I'm going to do as many side missions, same way I played Ghost, and then I'll get to the main quest. And in doing that, I felt like, oh man, where are the characters? Where are the stories? Where are the things that really hook me into these open worlds? Now that I've realigned my, the main quest in quotes isn't actually the main quest. It's all the main side stuff leading up to the main quest, leading up to the overall picture you're painting. Now I'm having those moments to the point of like, I want to tell Jan of like, oh my God. And so then this, young king's trying to prove himself and he ran to this guy and they started fighting. Then this happened. And it's like, it's all there. It's just it's in a different way that probably wouldn't be a hang up for you, I don't think, because you're not coming in expecting it to play like Odyssey did where I was. And I think it has all the stuff I love about Odyssey. It has all the stuff I loved about Ghost. It's just put it in a different way.
And really quick, and this might just be a me thing, because I know you're talking about like a podcast game, Blessing. This has been a terrible podcast game for me, which is unfortunate because I've been wanting to listen to podcasts and catch up and stuff while playing Valhalla. But I've just been so engaged and interested in like this main story, and even just like the blue dots of like these short like 10-minute stories of like random side missions that like I'll put my headphones on to listen to something and I'm like, wait, no, I need to listen to this. I want to like actually like hear what's going on. So it's been like unfortunate that like even all of the open world activities, it's been hard for me to have this as a podcast game, just because I'm so invested and I like want to hear the dialogue and all this stuff.
Interesting.
I want you to know that like in my head right there, if we were making like the animated shorts or whatever out of podcasts, that was very much like, there's like Blessing's got his cup of coffee and his morning paper, and there's a knock at the door, and me and Baird are out there like evangelizing Valhalla. We're just like, he asked one question, and like 30 minutes later, we're like, all right, here you go.
It's very reminiscent of an IGN video that was made when I was there, where someone asked Stormbush a question about Kingdom Hearts, and then that turn Tim into explaining the entirety of Kingdom Hearts in like all of the games and stuff, and at the very end the person's like, all right, so when's the third one coming out? Oh, we don't know yet. Okay, cool, that's all I needed to know.
Great news too. As I'm talking about refreshing the inbox, just got a code for a game I wasn't expecting. I've asked for a code for you, Blessing. Don't worry, it's all it's all happening over here. Yeah, and like that's again to you and Tim today on Games Daily. One of the things Tim was saying is like he didn't expect Assassin's Creed to be pulling down the scores it was pulling down as of this morning. Right now it's at the PS4 version's at an 82, but you are seeing higher profile sites give it 9s, give it high 8s, stuff like that. Like great scores for a game I think a lot of people maybe were prepared to look past. I feel like while there is this audience that is Barrett and I that are like, oh man, I can't wait, fuck yeah, let's go play, let's go spend another 70 100 hours in this world. There's a whole bunch of people that have looked past Assassin's Creed I think for a while, and it'll be interesting to see if in the same way I think Black Flag grabbed a bunch of people because it was a really cool setting and it was a launch game, if this is what's going to happen with Valhalla as well. Now, while we're here talking about this launch game or launch lineup, Barrett and Blessing, I don't want to do it yet because we said, of course, November 30th, December 1st, that set of PS I Love Yous, obviously for recording for Patreon and publishing it, is when we would go through, and those are the scores that will count for this thing. But I'll tell you, I'm both terrified and impressed and everything else of what's happening out here, Blessing.
Really?
Right? So Miles Morales on episode 39 of PS I Love You XOXO, we predicted different scores here. I said 92, very high, very bullish. I understand. You predicted 85. Right now on Metacritic, the PlayStation 5 version of Spider-Man Miles Morales has an 85.
Woo! Wait, really?
It's on the don't even worry about that. Like, then Bug Snacks, I predicted an 80. Blessing predicted a 79. Right now on Metacritic, Bug Snacks on PlayStation 4, I guess is what it says here. I'm still counting it though. Says 79.
Woo! Really?
On the nose.
I am a prophet.
Again,
I am a video game god.
I'm terrified of what's happening over here because it keeps going like this. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Again, I'm looking at PlayStation 4 version. We'll have to wait for PlayStation 5 stuff. But you said an 83. I said a 79. Right now, the Metacritic for Assassin's Creed Valhalla is an 82. Woo! Again, giving you your first not on the nose point or whatever.
Thank you, everybody.
Then, of course, in the one there, I took a risk. I know I took a risk. You know what I mean? I had to go out there and shoot my shot. Astro's Playroom. I said it wouldn't be ranked. I said it was going to be too much of a tech demo. People wouldn't review it. You said it would get an 83. Right now, it has an 82 on Metacritic.
Woo! Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Like, there was a lot of, you came in, you tried to steal King of Halloween from me, all this jazz. It's looking like I will not be able to touch you with a 10-foot pole when we actually finalize these, but we'll see. Because we're still, like, obviously, Miles, I'm going to lose. Nobody's going to turn that's 85. You'll probably be closer to that or whatever. Bug Snacks, we're separated by a point. So we'll look for more reviews to come in and see what happens there. Every vote needs to be counted, all right? But only the legitimate votes.
Stop the count.
I will go in and decide which outlets are legitimate outlets and if their scores count. But Valhalla 2, I don't know, man. It's gonna be.
Damn.
You
still got. I'm gonna come in early. I'm gonna come in early. I'm calling it. Blessing 1.
Thank you.
We have breaking news from the Barrett Network.
It's been called. You still got what? Demon's Souls Remastered, Godfall, Sackboys, and you got a little space to still come back, right? Like some of these states still flip.
Keep in mind again with like the other ones we're talking about, they could move. Obviously, Astro's not going to move. I'm losing the point there, and hopefully you don't get too off of it. Valhalla, we need to see how it runs on PlayStation 5 and see if anybody actually changes scores or does anything there. Yeah, Miles, I don't think is going to be able to go up closer to where I need it to be. And then Bug Snacks, that's razor's edge right there. We'll see that review embargo lifted today. We'll see how it all nets out and who's eating that free Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Now, did you also were you in agreement that this is the best lineup? I missed it. I forgot if you said yes or no.
100%. Yeah. And if you want to do the quick rundown, I pulled up a Kotaku article here. Zach Zuizen over there in September of this year said, let's compare every PlayStation console's launch lineup. So we've already gone through, and you are living the moment. You understand this PlayStation 5 launch lineup. For PlayStation 1, Air Combat, Battle Arena Toshinden, ESPN Extreme Games, Kilik, the DNA Imperative, NBA Jam Tournament Edition, Power Serve 3D Tennis, Rayman, Ridge Racer, Street Fighter the Movie, The Raiden Project, Total Eclipse Turbo, Zero, Divide. Then, and I mean, right there, right? This launch lineup beats that launch lineup. We just do it one by one, right? Like good job, Rayman. Good job, Ridge Racer. Let's not be crazy, people. Let's not be crazy. All right. PlayStation 2, Armored Core 2, DOA 2 Hardcore, Dynasty Warriors 2, ESPN International Track and Field, ESPN X Games Snowboarding, Eternal Ring, Evergrace, Fantavision, Gun Griffin Blaze, Kessin, Madden NFL 2001, Midnight Club, MotoGP, NHL 2001, Orphan, Cue Ball Billiards Master, Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2, Ridge Racer 5, Silent Scope, Smuggler's Run, SSX, Street Fighter EX3, Summoner, Swing Away, Tekken Tag Tournament, Time Splitters, Unreal Tournament, Wild Wild Racing, X Squad.
Wow, that had Time Splitters? That's the GOAT right there.
I forgot some of these games existed. Like I forgot Street Fighter X3 came out. I mean, Tekken Tag Tournament's pretty great, but yeah, I'd still give it a PS5.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's the thing is like there's games in here that I think obviously Time Splitters, come on now, give them all the shout-outs in the world. Smugglers Run, let's go. And I remember Madden NFL 2001. I remember buying that. I actually returned Silent Scope the day I bought my Silent Scope. I had a pre-order from it at EB Games in the mall. Brought it back the next day and picked up Madden NFL 2001. And I remember literally having that. Oh my God, it looks like I'm watching a game. Like it's so real. It looks exactly like it looks on TV. Like great stuff, but I mean, this is I think definitely a quality over quantity issue. Where
don't count out Ready to Rumble Boxing 2 Round 2 or Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2.
I'm not counting them in. They're out. They've been tossed. Yeah. All right. But like yeah, you look at the launch lineup for PS5 and what it has over that. Come on, get out of here. Then launch lineup for PS3 games look like this. Blast Factor, Call of Duty 3, Genshi Days of the Blade, Madden NFL 07, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Mobile Suit Gundam Crossfire, NBA 07, NBA 2K7, Need for Speed Carbon, Resistance Fall of Man, Ridge Racer 7, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 07, Tony Hawk's Project 8, Untold Legends Dark Kingdom.
It's wild how many launch titles exist for these consoles that I just never heard of.
Yeah, because they just aren't good. This is try to catch it and get it in.
Like Untold Legends Dark Kingdom, I couldn't tell you anything about. I miss the era of NBA 07, like NBA Live 07 and NBA 2K, like the back and forth between those. Even though there's a clear winner at a certain point, but I at least like the competition.
Yeah, okay, so I was close on Dark Kingdom. Hack and slash action role-playing video game.
Maybe I look it up. Maybe I saw the video.
No, I'm going to show it. Barrett, I'm tossing it to you. Can you bring this page up to show everybody? You know what? I will try to do that.
I had myself muted in OBS, but we will see. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay, go ahead. Don't look ahead, Bless. Let it go. If it can make it happen, make it happen. There it is. Like, look at there's the box art, which I remember. But my favorite thing, Barrett, great job. Look at you. Favorite thing, just scroll down. You know you got a great game when the only other image on your Wikipedia is a promotion at E3 2006 of two women.
Oh my God.
Like, all right. So that's, we don't even need a screenshot of it. It's just these two booth babes. Great. Awesome. That's where we were in 2006. Great.
That's something.
That's something. All right. Indeed. Yeah. But so like out of this one, right? Like obviously respect to Resistance. Like it was never my most favorite thing by any stretch of the imagination, but okay. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, great for what it is, but
yeah,
we're going to put any of this up against Spider-Man Miles Morales.
I mean, it's no Ultimate Alliance 2, I'll say.
Also true.
Ultimate Alliance 2, great.
So good. Except the ending where you have to fight what's his face? The leader of S.H.I.E.L.D. Why can't I think of his name? Fury.
Nick Fury?
Yeah, he becomes the villain, and it's really weird.
That's what, so then it was 3 was Civil War? Is that right?
Yeah, 3 was the one that...
No, 2 was Civil War.
Yeah, 2 was Civil War. 2 was Civil War, and then it turned into... It was Civil War, but like meshed up with a different plot line, and it got really weird in like the last like act of it.
I reviewed that for IGN, I remember. It was very disappointing. I was so excited for another Ultimate Alliance, let alone a Civil War Ultimate Alliance.
I thought the first half of it, I think, is very strong.
Hold on. Let's see what I don't even remember.
None of them are X-Men Legends for the PS2.
Also true. Or Justice League. Fuck, I can't remember what the subhead was. There was a Justice League blatant knockoff. Ultimate Alliance 2 IGN review. Here we go. 7.7. All right.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's fair.
I remember thinking that game was super cool when I played it. But I also didn't play the first one. And then like later on, I went back and tried to play the first one, and I was like, This ain't no Ultimate Alliance 2.
Exactly. I remember
Ultimate Alliance 2 just seems shiny. I liked how it looked.
I'm here.
Sorry,
go on. I'm on my 360 review here. September 15th, 2009. This is my intro. What the fuck am I talking about? The lineage of the Marvel action RPG is beginning to look a bit like the New Testament. X-Men Legends begat X-Men Legends 2 Rise of Apocalypse. X-Men Legends 2 begot Marvel Ultimate Alliance. And now Marvel Ultimate Alliance begets Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. So it is written, so it is done. What the fuck are you on about, Greg Miller? Is the game good? What does that even mean? Yeah, they made sequels. What the fuck are you talking about? 2009, Greg.
Were you still like really, really religious? Because I know you were brought up religious.
No, God, fuck no. Jesus,
that's amazing.
Here's the verdict. We're going in blind.
This is like reading your Arkham Asylum review.
Oh, it's the worst, dude. There's no denying that leveling up Iron Man, unlocking Deadpool, and getting Spidey's alternative outfit is fun. But we've done this so many times before. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 adds infusion powers, characters, and a bunch of boosts, but in the end, it's not enough to keep this from feeling like extremely well-worn territory. I don't have that spark to see and do everything because I feel like I've seen and done everything before. The Stark Tower hub is nearly identical. The cutscenes look good. The audio logs to find aren't interesting, and the presentation of the Civil War really doesn't do the emotional storyline justice. In the end, Marvel Ultimate Alliance is fun at times, but it's nothing impressive overall. Not a bad verdict. You can see where I'm trying to fucking be clever as shit.
That doesn't sound like a 7.7. That sounds like a 6.8.
Well, you didn't fucking work there at the time to troubleshoot it, you know?
It's fair. It's very fair. Yeah, I was in diapers.
Oh, and they got a video review too? Jesus Christ. I can't. Wait, oh, you were in diapers? Fuck you.
I was not in diapers.
Yeah, I know.
What year was this?
Like
2012 is what it said.
I think this is a launch game, right? Oh, no, we're talking about 2.
You're right. No, 2009.
Yeah, 2009.
I was either finishing 8th grade or entering high school.
2009 would have been a sophomore in high school.
That makes sense.
No.
You were
2009. I would have been a junior in high school.
Yeah, you're a year older than me, but you're 2 years ahead of me in school.
Yeah, because I skipped 6th grade.
Fucking smart ass over here.
Why'd you skip it? You were too smart. Huh?
No, it was a weird thing. In middle school, I moved to Nigeria and then moved back to the U.S. And because of that, like weird things happened with the grades. And I told my parents that I was a freshman and I was really an 8th grader, but I wanted to be cool, and so.
Look at that! You did it. You pulled it off.
Yeah, I pulled it off. The greatest heist.
Here's where it gets interesting. All right, the PlayStation 4 launch games: Angry Birds, Star Wars, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, Battlefield 4, Blacklight Retribution, Call of Duty Ghosts, Contrast, DC Universe Online, FIFA 14, Flower, Injustice Gods of Among Us Ultimate Edition, Just Dance 2014, Killzone Shadowfall, Knack, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Madden NFL 25, NBA 2K14, NBA Live 14, Need for Speed Rivals, Resogun, Skylanders Swap Force, Sound Shapes, Super Mother Load, The Playroom, installed on every PlayStation 4, Trying to, The Complete Story, and Warframe. Jesus, Warframe.
A lot of sevens. A lot of sevens there,
Swimming in sevens.
Yeah. With the exception of Black Flag, which I wouldn't count as like a next-gen title. We were talking about this in the live chat. Where like Black Flag is almost the opposite of Valhalla, where I think that game was more designed for 360 and PS3, and just 100%. Happened to get like some slight up-resing and
it's a little prettier. Yeah. Okay.
Flower wasn't like new on PS.
No, Flower was just the PlayStation 4 version of it. It had already been PS3.
Gotcha.
Resogun was brand new. Obviously, Killzone Shadowfall was brand new. Knack was brand new. It's the normal thing where you start seeing things, in our list over here, like the stuff we kind of cut off of like, all right, well, that's a launch game, but it's not a launch game. It's not like what we're really talking about here, right?
Yeah. No, like when we're talking about like when you strip away like stuff that is either like unexciting or not new, and let me just say like stuff that's not new in the launch lineup, and I think that's when things really become apparent, right? Because like when you're like, okay, no, we're gonna get rid of like the third party stuff or like the copy stuff, right? That is like Call of Duty is coming out on both platforms. I guess PS4 got a Battlefield, which we're not getting on the PS5 yet. And then FIFA and then Madden and all those things. Then it comes down to pretty much like Resogun, Killzone was in there, right? Yeah, Resogun, yep. Killzone, Shadowfall, Knack, and then like a couple other games.
Yeah, I don't think there's any denying that this is the best PlayStation launch lineup. And again, I think that's crazy because we don't even have all the votes counted kind of thing of like, Is Sackboy going to be a lot of fun? I really hope it is, but I don't know. There's no way.
It's gotta be. Look at it. Look at that. Look at the trailer. He's jumping.
He's jumping they do.
The jumping they do in that trailer can't not be fun.
It's got to be. People are going to be. Oh, it's so floaty.
Whoa!
I hate how floaty.
Look at Say Mario.
What? I said floaty.
I know. Well, I'm saying like people are going to play and be like, oh, this isn't Mario.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Stupid Tim people. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
People saying how floaty everything is. Blessing, you want a couple questions about the PlayStation 5 before we move
yes, I do.
into other PlayStation 5 news?
Yes, I do.
Thwip says, I'll make this short. How much of a pain in the ass is it to transfer your saves and data from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5? Also, did you run into any weird issues with having your PSN account be the primary account on both the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5? Blessing, how much backwards compatibility have you done?
Quite a bit actually. To answer the first part of the question, if you have cloud saves, it's super easy. It took me a second because, and we talked about this before. I forget where, but if you go to your icon, like the game icon on your home screen, and do the options button the way you would do on your PS4, the cloud saves are not located there. You have to go into settings and then go into like storage or saves or whatever, and then upload all your saves or download all your saves from the cloud onto the PS5. And when I did it, it was super easy. It took a second because I downloaded literally every single save that I had, and so like obviously it's gonna take a little bit of time. But once I did it, like it was super easy. You know, I don't have to think about it anymore. All my saves are right there on my PS5, which is super awesome. To answer the second part of the question, if I could find it, because somehow I
any weird issues with your PSN account being primary on both?
That I actually don't have an answer for, because I don't know if I set my PS5 as primary, but I should probably do.
Yeah, I think it might be by default. I think you have to opt out of it now.
Okay.
Because
is it
one of the
that,
things
like,
they sent
you can have
like,
a primary PS4 and a primary PS5?
They called it something different. Let me look it up for you here. Because there was one coming out like, oh, we're gonna have to update this thing. So yeah, you have to do this. The way it's set up, and because here's the long and short of it. They were like, hey, the network's getting tests, so make sure you do this. So this is checked so that you can do offline play. I went to check it out and it was already set, and I don't remember ever seeing this, so it must be by default with whatever profile pic I pick. But it's called. You basically go into settings, users and accounts, other, and then it's console sharing and offline play. You say make sure it says don't disable, because if it's disabled, that would be you have to be always online. Offline play, don't disable. Just make sure it says don't disable so that you have access to online play, offline play. Sorry. That makes sense. I fumbled there at the end, but you understand what I mean.
Yeah, okay. We got you.
This might sound like a dumb question, and I'm sure it's simple, but my brain is fried, and there's something I've been worried about, or not worried about, but thinking about, because I want to send my PS4 Pro over to my sister once I get my PS5. Sure. Are you still able to like purchase PS4 games like through the PS5, or is it just like
talk about that?
Okay,
right?
Yeah, PlayStation. Yeah, no. Yeah, we're everything in media, the media stuff, so all the media apps, and then the PlayStation Store is still embargoed until launch, or no, the 11th or whatever it is.
I rescind
when it goes live in New Zealand.
My question then.
Okay. Yeah, it's just the fact that they're still tinkering with all that and don't want, I think the hell of it. I don't know. That's a great question. If you can buy, you'd be able to buy. I do not know, and I have not done it, and I have not looked into it. You'd be able to buy PlayStation 4 games because they're backwards compatible. And then, they'd be.
I just didn't know if like you needed to already have them purchased in your PS4 like ecosystem to be able to transfer it, like to get them over to PS5.
I understand exactly what you're saying. Yeah, would they attach your account? Yeah. I don't know that for a fact, obviously. Oh, hold on. Right here, Ignacio Rojas says there was a big FAQ that came out today, and it was confirmed.
All right.
But that would be super backwards. And again, not putting it past PlayStation.
And exactly, that's why I was wondering, because I know Sony is very weird with all this stuff. So that's why I just wanted to throw it out there.
I'm glad you did. The question, though, to your point here of PSN primary on both the PS4 and PS5. Here's an interesting one for you, where I wouldn't say it's an issue necessarily, but I couldn't figure it out until I figured it out. I was on my PlayStation 5. I'm logged in this Game Over Greggy. I'm having a great time. Then I was like, okay, let's try this. I put up a video of me trying to get PT from my PlayStation 4 onto my PlayStation 5. Turned on the PlayStation 4 and noticed that I was offline. And when I tried to connect to online, it wouldn't allow me to. And then I realized, of course, oh wait, of course, I'm already online on the PlayStation 5 is game over, Greggy. My PS4 must not be able to ping the network and get on. And I don't know, because in the old days, obviously with 2 PlayStation 4s, it would be I would have one running in another room or at an IGN capture bay or whatever you want to do, and I'd be playing something at my desk, get kind of funny. And then if they turned on the Pro and logged in as me in the studio, it would boot me from whatever I was playing in the other room, and now the most recent PlayStation 4 would be the one. So it would look like, again, is this final? Is this just what it was in that moment? I don't know. It would look like if your PlayStation 5 is on, it takes priority as your PlayStation account. You can't knock it off with another subsystem. Don't know if that's final. Don't know if I'm even reading that right. That's not like a bonus feature. But in terms of primary account,
was this a today thing?
No, this was when I was doing the PT test.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And then, to backtrack to the first part of the question for Thwip, I'm right there with Blessing, where it has not been a pain in the ass. I think it's weird, like we've talked about. I think it was on Games Daily that day of all the reviews posting that Jeff Gerstmann called it out of like, why the fuck did they remove the upload, download, save feature from your game tile? You have to go into your, go into your settings and go to your save management and do it that way. Easy for me to do. I had no problem doing it. And I didn't do what Blessing did of download everything. For me, it was like, okay, cool. I think it's Avengers and I guess just Avengers, right? That I've pulled down the save for. What am I playing backwards and I'm keeping? Oh, it was Avengers and I pulled down Borderlands and then I was like, oh, this is silly because Borderlands is putting out a day one PlayStation 5 version, got rid of it, stuff like that. But that's how
you got rid of your save?
I meant off of, I know. I brought it down to the PlayStation 5, the backwards compatible PlayStation 4 save, and then I deleted the game itself since I'll be downloading the PlayStation 5 version.
Do you have to start from scratch on Borderlands, or does the save carry over?
The save's carrying over.
Gotcha.
So my save is still, knock on wood, my save should still be in the back end of where we are now. But yeah, that's all. No problem. Vitz Patel writes in patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, just like you can, to be part of the show, and says, hi gentlemen, I had a question about headsets. How does the Sony Pulse 3D headset stack up to the Astro A40s that you, Greg, typically use? I really like the style of the Astros and are concerned about how previous Sony headsets have a tendency to crush my skull. Much love from the UK, Vitz Patel. Bless, have you been using your Pulse headset?
Oh yeah, I've been using it nonstop. I really like how it feels. Like it definitely, it doesn't feel anywhere close to crushing my skull. And I'm saying that literally right now as I'm wearing headphones that are always crushing my skull. Yeah, no, it's very comfortable. I've been using it pretty much nonstop, mainly because the way I'm playing off of the monitor that's to the left of my screen, and I do not have my monitor hooked up to any speakers, and so I have to use headphones to play with it. Sure. And it's been very seamless. And like I don't really have any impressions as far as like 3D audio or anything like that. Like it's kind of just felt it's felt the way I've always felt. I felt the way I've always felt while playing games.
JLCthree writes into patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, says, Blessing and Greg, can you go into more detail about your experiences with PlayStation 5's 3D audio? Does the feature drastically change the gameplay experiences?
I feel like I've not played a game yet that would really take advantage of that, unless Miles Morales is doing it and I just didn't notice it.
We haven't sent our ear pictures to Mark Cerny yet.
Yeah, Mark Cerny has not gotten my photo.
And that's true. I do need I need to send him pictures of my ear.
Yeah, combining both questions, right? I'm using the Pulse headset exclusively right now for gaming since I got it. And that is, I want to say, incredible for me because with the PlayStation Platinum headsets and stuff that had come before them, really liked those headsets, but inevitably they would start to hurt my ears or the band would start to hurt the top of my head. That has not happened yet with the Pulse headset. Like the Pulse headset is built for my ear, it seems. There's no tension at the top of this. I really dig it. I think the audio quality is great. I'm in the same boat as you, Bless, of like, everybody who watches this, I assume, knows that I'm not the technophile about this shit at all, like Tim is. Like, I play it, and it sounds good and I can, find stuff, but it's not like I'm having a Hellblade experience where it feels like it's going all around all the different things. At one point, like I went in because there is the 3D audio management, like on your settings where you can kind of move it between a higher or lower profile to try to find the right sweet spot for you. I moved it around and even then didn't notice anything for it. So I can't speak to it enhancing my games at all. I can't speak to it that I really like the Sony Pulse headset as a listening device. The one thing I did notice is that one of my friends had hit me up and been like, hey, We play Avengers all the time. He's like, hey, I've heard from other reports that like the mic kind of sucks on the Pulse headset. And I was like, does it? I haven't even used it for that. And I was like, let's do a call. And so we jumped on, and I was on PlayStation 5. He was on PlayStation 4. We did a party. We talked for a little bit. And then I was like, oh yeah, how does it sound, by the way? He's like, oh, not great. I was like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah, no, you sound way better on the Astros. And I would assume because of a, hard wire connection and a nice mic right in front of you. But I was like, oh, okay, well, that sucks. So
yeah, that sucks.
He's like, it's not. He was like, it's not terrible. It's not like unusable or anything like that. It's just, it does sound like you're, in a well or something. I think he described it as.
Because you don't have the mic poking out of the headset, which I like, which I probably comes with that, right? Like that's probably the reason why the mic audio isn't as great, is because it doesn't have the thing poking out there.
I guess, but I mean, I've definitely had headsets before that don't do that. Like,
oh, really?
Bad, yeah. And and bad is like such a. This is my friend talking to me after comparing it to an Astro, and like, who knows if he said something. I don't know if it's way worse or whatever.
This is my first time using a headset that doesn't have that, like the mic poking out, and the mic is built into the actual headset itself. And I do like it because that it just feels more free and less like it's less in the way. Like I can eat and play games with friends and not have to worry. And that's like the main thing, is I can put food in my mouth without moving a microphone out the way.
Sure, that's
and I like it. I like it for that a lot. But I didn't even realize that the mic quality might not have been as good. But granted, for the people I've played with online so far, like nobody's pointed it out, and so it's good enough for online gaming. So there you go.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, if you're already using it and people aren't noticing, again, it's like it's so many different things. I can only speak from that literally one test I've had. If you've done it fine and it's fine, then whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got going on here now. You know what I mean? Oh, I like this question. I almost made it topic of the show, but I knew we'd get to it eventually. anakinjmt writes in to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. It says, good afternoon, Greg and Bless. I spent this whole weekend listening to both Gamescast and PSI Love You and Friday's Games Daily, and I am left wondering something. This generation is supposed to be all about one thing, which is what, Barrett?
Convenience.
But it seems as though Sony didn't entirely get that message in several key aspects. From there being no way to store PS5 games anywhere but the internal SSD, to not even being able to store PS5 saves on external hard drives, and needing to buy PlayStation Plus for extra save protection. Does it appear to you guys, but especially Greg, who was with them during the PS3 days, that Sony got a bit cocky going into this generation? These aren't momentum-killing moments like the giant price tag on the PS3 at launch, but they are serious enough that I believe they are stumbling blocks. Has Sony left a big enough open door for Microsoft to take advantage of the situation, as the Series X doesn't have these issues? Or will gamers ignore these issues because the rest of the system is so good? I wanted to make my eventual PS5 my primary console for next generation, but I won't feel comfortable doing so if these issues aren't resolved. I don't think it's them being cocky as much as it's them either missing the fact that was going to be a thing, or hey, let's get this out the door, and external saves and hard drive, like that's going to be something we have to put into firmware later on. Like we need to get it to where it needs to be and just get it out the door. I don't think it was done with people don't fucking care about that. They must have known people were going to care about the hard drive space, the fact you don't have expandable memory ready to go at the top. I think it's kind of one of those, like, this is shitty, but we got to roll out. And I do think that they'll be fixed sooner rather than later.
Yeah. And they even mentioned in the big FAQ that was referenced earlier, like they mentioned that they're working on some of the things that we've talked about over the weekend, being pain points. I forget the PS5 games being saved into external storage specifically. They've talked about, and obviously like there's also expandable SSD that is coming hopefully soon. But I don't necessarily see it as cockiness. Instead, I think it is. I think it is what you're saying, Greg, as far as them being like, "Hey, we gotta get this thing out the door." And with that, I'm sure sometime within the last 2 years, they had a list of priorities and issues that are shippable and things that are non-shippable and things that are known shippables. Yeah, and things that we can get to in year 1 or year 2 or year 3. And like, as much of a bummer as the expandable storage thing is, because I think it is a huge bummer. I think it's probably honestly, in terms of like the hardware stuff, with all this, I think it's probably the biggest miss, having 0 expandable storage at launch. You know, I could see the argument for them that, hey, if it's between getting this out the door on November 12th or delaying this and then having expandable storage, we're getting this out the door on November 12th. And I think that's pretty much what it comes down to.
Greggy, you were around for the PS4 launch, I believe, correct?
Sure was, yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Day one was there. I know, of course, later I didn't get my PS4 until after launch, and I think by the time I'd gotten my PS4 in like February or March of 2014, and I think by then there was the ability to upgrade internal storage for the PS4. Was that an ability?
That was ready to go. That was launched. Yeah, I did that.
Okay, okay. Just wanted to see if that was like the same. Or
no,
not.
I'm glad. I think you did. Yeah, no, yeah. That because you remember that was like one of the benefits of the PlayStation 4 is you could put any laptop hard drive into it. Not anyone, but within reason, anyone into it and be ready to go. And so that was, I thought, more of what they were going for here with this, expandable hard or space here, storage space here. But we're not there yet. Blessing, did you see what I slacked you?
I did see that you slacked me.
Speak of the devil, ladies and gentlemen. We are, of course, going to keep talking about the PlayStation 5 here on this episode of PS I Love You XOXO. But before we do anything else, let's hear from our sponsors. This episode of PS I Love You XOXO is brought to you by HBO Max. In true 2020 fashion, the holidays are going to look a little different this year. That's why we've partnered with HBO Max to keep the spirit of togetherness alive with their library of feel-good films for the holiday season. Staying put with your quarantine crew this holiday, HBO Max has the bingeable series for you. At home with your overbearing family, HBO has the movie to get lost in. Doing the holidays solo, well, HBO has titles you'll want to discuss with family and friends virtually. No matter what mood you're in this holiday season, HBO Max has something for you. HBO Max has so many classic holiday films streaming right now, like A Holiday Affair and A Christmas Carol. Excuse me, I coughed on myself there. Personally, I'll be watching Last Christmas, The Family Stone, and of course, binging Succession again because Jen and I love Succession. All of which you can find on HBO via HBO Max. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, a lot of good stuff going on. You need to be a part of it. HBO Max is awesome. I use it all the time. I'm a big fan. Get cozy at home this holiday season by heading to hbomax.com right now. Or no, I'm sorry, HBO. Let me do this again. Hold on. I was right. Get cozy at home this holiday season by heading to hbomax.com now. So go there right now. I thought maybe there was a slash or something. There isn't. This is like the easiest ad in the history of all time. I use HBO Max all the time. Go to hbomax.com. Sign up. I did it. I pay out of pocket for it. I think it's great. You will too. And you can watch holiday films. And Succession, which is not that holiday-ish. It's awesome. But maybe you watch that family and you're gonna be like, you know what? My family's not so bad. And we're back. Blessing, hit me with some PlayStation picks.
PlayStation picks. Of course, this is where we highlight a few of the cool looking games coming to PSN this week. We got a lot of big hitters. Of course, this is probably the biggest video games week of the year. And so starting off on Tuesday, November 10th, that's probably today as the time you're listening to this, unless you're listening to it later in the week. We've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, PS4, Destiny 2, Beyond Light, PS4, Fuser, PS4, and Yakuza Like a Dragon for PS4. And
Have you played Fuser yet?
Oh, I'm playing a lot of Fuser.
Yeah, I have it downloaded, but obviously I was trying to hit the Assassin's Creed review with as much time under my belt as possible. I haven't jumped in. I saw Kali tweeting about it. I think I've heard you be positive about it. I'm excited to try it.
Yeah, it's a blast. I know you mentioned earlier that rhythm games aren't your jam because you're not really a rhythmy person.
Sure.
And this game definitely you kind of have to have rhythm a bit to be good at this game to get the higher scores because you have to be able to essentially drop songs on beat or retract songs on beat and you have to have a lot of musical skill, or not a lot. You have to have some musical skill, I think, to do very good in this game. That said, at the very base level, I think the game is still fun. Just the act of putting different elements of different songs together. Because of course, if you're unfamiliar with Fusers, the rhythm game coming out of Harmonix, you're basically a DJ that is fusing together different songs. That's why it's called Fuser. Apparently, it's very similar to Drop Mix. I don't know much about Drop Mix, but everybody compares it to Drop Mix, and so it's probably very Drop Mix. But you are playing at a festival and you are mix and matching different songs together, trying to put on a show. And so I tweeted out a 40-second clip of one of my sets, and it was X Gon' Give It To You by DMX playing over the bass line to Ghost and Stuff by Deadmau5, which is very a dubsteppy song with the melody to Never Gonna Give You Up playing in the background, and then I transition from the DMX verse into Cardi B's Bodak Yellow, and it's stuff like that. And like it all sounds so good in practice, and it's very accessible in that way. Like very few of the mixes I put together have sounded bad. Like it is, it feels like magic in the way that so many of these songs come together. So shout out to that.
Really quick, but the question I have, because from what I understood, this was like the video game version of that, like almost that board game that's pretty much the same concept.
That's Drop Mix.
Yeah. And I saw, I think like Gary Whitta was streaming it maybe. Like, how are streamers getting around to being able to like play around with this then? If it's like
I don't know
of this like DMCA music, it's maybe because the remixes, I don't get it. It's so weird.
I've been wanting to do like a first impressions video or something, but I'm terrified because of all the licensed music in it, and so I'm just like, I'm not going to do that. Maybe the streamers just don't care about the like the DMCA stuff. Maybe they're deleting their.
I definitely don't. I just delete my shit.
Yeah, because maybe they're just deleting the VODs, and that's how they're getting around it. Or maybe there is like some stuff within. Maybe if you're playing Fuser specifically and note that you're playing Fuser, this is me guessing. Maybe on the back end, Fuser has contacted Twitch or YouTube or whatever to be like, hey, if they're playing Fuser, the names of the songs are on the screen, and the licenses with us are cool. And so if you can give people a pass for these specific songs because they're not the actual songs, they're remixes, maybe that's how they get around it. But I have no idea how people are doing it. It's like magic. Fuser is really cool though. It's really fun. I can't wait to play more because I want to get into the point. Like at a certain point, you can essentially make music in there. Like you can have certain instruments that you're playing on different notes and then mix that in with the songs that you're playing. And I want to get to the level where I am doing that expertly, and then I can share that stuff. Also, shout out to there's also social options in Fuser that are really cool that I want to interact with more. But you can have followers in the game and like create certain sets and then share those sets with your followers or upload them to social media, like I did with the video I put up on my Twitter. And I love that stuff. Like I think that stuff is really cool. I'm all about that, especially for these types of games. I want to see more of that. So yeah, no, Fuser is awesome. It's really cool. Thursday, November 12th, that's the big one for big hitters. Of course, we're getting the PlayStation 5. Hallelujah, it's here. It's finally happening. With that, we got a big old list of games. We got Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming to PS5, Woo! Astro's Playroom coming to PS5, Bugsnax PS5, PS4, Woo! Demon Souls PS5, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition PS5, Dirt 5 PS5, Fortnite PS5, Godfall PS5, Just Dance 21 PS4, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales PS5, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales PS4, Spider-Man Remastered PS5, NBA 2K21 PS5, No Man's Sky Next Generation PS5, Overcooked All You Can Eat PS5, Sackboy A Big Adventure for PS5 and PS4, The Pathless PS5, PS4, and then Watch Dogs Legion PS5. And that's not everything. Legit, those are the ones that are counted as big hitters.
Love it. You love to see it.
That are coming out on November 12th. And so you love to see it. It's an exciting week. You get hyped, everybody. And that's not all. Friday, November 13th, we're getting Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War on PS4 and then Kingdom Hearts Memory of Melody on PS4.
I want to give a quick shout out to the live chat here on patreon.com/kindafunnygames where Mike L writes, the PS5 is really shaping up to be the new Testament.
I was about to read that too. It's so funny.
What was it? What?
I don't know, Greg. I don't know. Dude. Your writing back then is like me talking in anything now.
Let me meander for 3 paragraphs before I tell you anything about this game.
We do have some PlayStation picks, 2 to be in fact. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin is coming out on PS4 on Tuesday, November 10th. Barry, if you can show the trailer to the people as I read the description. Spoiled harvest goddess Sakuna finds herself banished from her opulent celestial home to an island overrun with demons. In the untamed wilderness, she must rediscover her birthright as the daughter of a warrior god and harvest goddess by weathering the elements, fighting monsters, and cultivating rice, the source of her power. Experience refined side-scrolling platforming action, using farm tools as weapons, chain together quick, heavy, and special attacks to take down demonic beasts, while mastering the magical divine raiment will be essential to grapple distant platforms, evade danger, and overcome powerful enemies. This one looks really cool. If you're watching the video version, you can see the gameplay here. If I had any more time in the world, I would have tried this.
That's generally how it goes. That's generally how it goes right now.
Yeah.
That does look dope.
It does look dope. We also got 13 coming to PS4. Of course, that's XIII, if you forgot that they're making a remake to this one. It's coming out on Tuesday, November 10th. 13 is a remake of the cult classic first-person action game that was initially released in 2003. You play as 13, a man without an identity, in a solo campaign with numerous twists and turns. Inspired by the eponymous graphic novel, the game features a completely reinvented and unique cell shading design. In 13, players can also take part in fierce multiplayer fights. This game I always remember as the GameSpot $5 bucket of games, like classic. It's the game that every GameSpot I went to that had like the $5 section on PS2. GameStop, yeah, sorry. Every GameStop I went to that would have the $5 section of PS2 games. 13 was in every single one of them, and I always wanted to play it, but I never actually made the move to play it.
Honestly, I'm the exact same way. Where obviously being a big comic book fan and a big PlayStation 2 kid at the time, I always thought about getting this, and I want to say, and I don't know if you can hear it because we can't hear the video. I want to say David Duchovny is the main character. Is that anybody know? If that's true?
Don't know. That wouldn't surprise me for some reason.
Duchovny 13.
No, you're right.
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah, he is. So like it was always that thing of like, I should do that. I should play it. And I never ever played it. And so even now, however many fucking years later, I'm sitting here 2003. 17 years later, I'm like, that looks like something I should play. And I'll never play it. But maybe I will. I don't know.
I mean, Greg, what if we played it? What if we did a spoiler cast? 13.
A spoiler cast for 13.
Yes.
Are you allergic to views?
It'll get 10 views. But we could do it just to do it. Just as a bit. 13.
Yeah, I mean, we're not busy at all.
Yeah, you're right. Like it's November. What's going on? I want to try it out. Oh, actually, no. It's coming out November 10th, isn't it? That's like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is that right? I've seen like 13 coming out on Tuesday though. Like I've seen no fanfare about this.
Why would the PlayStation 5 comes out this week?
Yeah,
Blessing.
Why would anybody be fucking talking about this game right
tomorrow.
now? God damn it, Blessing.
It's a terrible time to release 13.
When they announced it, seemed like people were like a little bit excited.
we were fucking starving for new games. Now we're all drowning in them.
This is like when Shenmue 3 snuck out, and I was like, wait, that's out? Like this feels very similar to that.
Also, with the beauty of the PlayStation Store, I put in 13 the way they spell it, and the first thing is Rocksmith Remastered Variety Pack 13, Romance of the Three Kingdoms 13, number 13 Baby by the Pixies. Oh, I got down here GT Sport Toyota Crown Athlete G 13. Where the fuck is this game?
We'll see if this comes out tomorrow.
I'm gonna be on the lookout for the PlayStation Store
because I feel like it'd be not hilarious, but very fascinating if like if it's a what was the game from earlier this year that came out and then uncame out? Something. Cookie Mama. Cookie Mama Cookstar. It'd be fascinating if this is like a Cookie Mama Cookstar situation where we get to 9 p.m. tonight as of the time we're recording. Nothing happens. We wake up tomorrow. This game's still not out. And everybody's like, what's going on with 13? It turns out there's like weird cryptocurrency stuff going on with it. We got some PlayStation updates.
It looks like it's still coming out tomorrow, according to everybody else here.
Yeah. Okay.
Destructo has from 3 weeks ago. The 13 remake for Nintendo Switch port is delayed until 2021. Looks like it's still set here though.
I'm fascinated to see. We got some PlayStation updates for you to wrap up the X's and O's. Save transfers are coming to Spider-Man Remastered. Insomniac Games tweeted this out this morning. They said, "We have heard you. In an upcoming update for hashtag Spider-Man PS4, we'll add the ability to export your save to Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered. This update will also add the 3 new suits from Remastered to the PS4 game. We expect to bring you this update around Thanksgiving."
Yay, cool. I guess. You know what I mean? Like, is that solving this gets me into the entire problem we were talking about, right? Of like the export your save to Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. So this goes right back to what we were talking about before of like, okay, cool. What does this do for trophies? Like it's a new trophy list, they said, for Spider-Man Remastered. So like, I guess for that one, when you turn it on, if you had the save, it would have to read back and see. I don't even know what the trophy list is for Spider-Man Remastered. That one gets into a complicated situation of like, what is that actually going to do?
I wonder if you would have to start a new game then in order to get those trophies or what? Or I guess like even collectible stuff. That 100%. Is fascinating. Yeah, if you 100% of the game or if you're like one collectible away on PS4, it's interesting. This is even more interesting for
real quick, I'm requesting us 13 codes. So get ready to play this.
Let's go. This is also interesting from the standpoint of I feel like this is the lesser of the problems people had with the Spider-Man remaster. I think people were more so upset that it's not like a standalone thing that you can buy, or like you already get it if you have.
Yeah, I think it was.
I
thought I would have told you the problem was, or the bigger thing with people was that the fact that if you already own Spider-Man 4, you don't get remastered for free.
Yeah, like I was fine with that, with not having the cross saves.
This has been breaking when I've been off doing other stuff all day. Do you know what does it look like in terms of responses to this tweet?
Oh, I've not looked.
It's always a bold thing to be like, we've heard you, and here's the solution. This isn't the problem I had. Hold on, wait a sec. I'm scrolling it back. When did this come out?
Yeah.
Is this morning, Thanos?
This was like midday today. Yeah, like a few hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
When it came out, I saw one person be like, "Oh yeah, thanks. Thanks Insomniac for responding." But I did not look at the comments because I was like, I don't even want us to see the response.
Internet comments on an Insomniac title? That can't be bad.
Exactly.
Remember Puddlegate?
Let me tell you, man, those PS5 puddles. Oh my god.
The ones that are top here aren't that bad.
Okay. And that's the other thing too, is I feel like for this game though, like people have kind of calmed down a bit as they realize that like you're gonna play.
Has never calmed down.
But like for this news in particular, it's like, all right, but like Miles Morales, you're gonna play that instead, right? Like,
yeah.
Your Spider-Man.
I can't wait to replay through Spider-Man. But anyways, here in the comments, Josh and this is the comments on the tweet, right? Josh says, "We have heard you. In an upcoming update for hashtag Spider-Man PS4, we will add the ability to choose between using our John Bubniak face model or Ben Jordan face model /S." Then he responds back to himself, "Before y'all bite my ass, it's a joke." Oh, the internet never ceases to fucking amaze.
The internet is great sometimes. Also, PlayStation update: online multiplayer for Sackboy Big Adventure has been delayed. This comes from the PlayStation blog, where they write, online multiplayer functionality will instead be coming via a patch by the end of 2020. This patch will also include cross-generation multiplayer where PS4 and PS5 users can play together. Game save transfers from PS4 to PS5. So there you go. We talked about this already.
You and me were on Games Daily when this broke.
That's what it was.
Yeah. And you were like sad about it. You were like, oh. Yeah. It's funny because I don't think about this. I know it is, obviously, but I don't think about Sackboy Big Adventure as a multiplayer thing at all. Like, I'm excited to go through and, try to 100% these levels and find all the collectibles and do the thing. And I don't envision me playing with other people.
Really? You don't plan to play co-op? That wasn't the way you were going to go about it?
Not at all. And I know everybody's like, oh, it's like, the Mario one that they're basing these off of, right?
Yeah, 3D World.
3D World, right? Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I see that, but like, that's not what you could also play those alone. I don't know. It's gonna be. Again, we're in a weird spot with this, and obviously 2020 and the PlayStation 5 launch of. Here's a game that's coming out this week on PlayStation 5 as a launch title, and we haven't touched. We only have seen videos of, and when I see the videos, I see me playing alone.
I'll probably end up playing alone just by circumstance.
Sure. Well, Michael Himes not gonna play with you.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll get him to play with me, but who knows? I don't think I will. And so in that case, I'll probably be playing this game alone. Sadly. Barrett, do you want to put on your mask and come over? Play with me?
I'm going to be hanging out with Michael. Sorry. Too busy.
Damn it. I swear to God, if I leave my room, open the door to my room, look in the living room, and it's Michael and Barrett playing.
And we're just like drinking Henny and we're playing Sackboy.
Don't let him know. We're playing.
I'd be so mad.
Oh, fuck. That'd be great.
Blessing, outside of everything else, what you been playing?
So I talked all about Fuser, so I won't go back into that. Apex Season 7 dropped, and apparently I've just gotten worse and worse at Apex. I am very bad at Apex nowadays. I can't get 2 kills in a row to save my life. And Apex Season 7 added a new map called Olympus that is very pretty. I like it. I like it way more than World's Edge.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. It's everything I want. I just don't know why I'm so bad at this game now. I feel like they've changed so much, and now I'm like, fuck. Okay, how does any of this work? They're like crafting stations now, and like new characters. Even though like the new character seems pretty cool, she seems chill. Her name is Horizon, and every time somebody picks her, I'm like, it reminds me of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Of course it does.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's kind of cool that I make that connection in my head.
Which, by the way, while we're here pointing this out, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it starts with you as a kid with your parents. The mom looks just like Aloy. Like exactly like Aloy, and I'm like,
do you think they're doing it on purpose?
I hope they did.
Do you
Same
think
hairstyle and everything? No, I don't think.
Do you think there's gonna be a crossover?
No, sadly, no. Fan art, a lot of fan art. Maybe if we cross your fingers, maybe some Pornhub stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh God,
Eivor and Aloy. The names rhyme kind of too. We've seen the Pornhub stats. We've gone over them on Games Daily.
I've also been playing Bugsnax. Obviously, we did our review. People can go check out on youtube.com. It's kind of funny games. And I love that game. It's awesome. It's great.
Hell yeah, you do. Hell yeah, you do. This is a great game.
Now,
that's the thing where my list is boring too. We already talked about Valhalla, and I could talk about it for another 2 hours if you wanted. But yeah, Bugsnax again, I reviewed with you alongside one Joey Noel and Imran Khan. And you can get the whole review, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, and of course, podcast services as Kind of Funny Gamescast. But yeah, great game. A lot of fun. It was one of those we didn't know exactly what we were getting into when we got into it, but turned out to be a lot of fun.
Turned out to be really good. So good that I want to rank it on the PSN 2020 games ranked list. It's a PSN game.
But it wasn't one of the rules we had for this. Each week we'll read through the drop pick. It was going to be something we wouldn't play to begin with.
I thought we changed that, didn't we? I thought we had a back.
I'm down.
I forget.
I'm bringing it out of the mothballs.
Yeah,
the problem is you don't get to count this one. You don't get to count this one as like one of yours. It's another one where we're both putting it on.
Oh yeah, it's a shared one. We can rank it together.
Okay. Oh, I like doing things together.
Yeah.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, we do a thing called PSN, the top 20. Now it's just 2020 PSN games.
Yeah, Fall Guys is on this list, and we're both going to play Fall Guys.
Right. It used to be that we were going to each pick a random game from the PSN every week, and then we changed it. Now it's just whatever we want to put up there. You can keep up with the list at kindoffunny.com/104 list. So far, the top 10 of the list, which currently includes more than 50 games, looks like this. Number 1, Manifold Garden. Number 2, Telling Lies. You know what? Hold on one second. No, you put Ghost Runner in last week, right?
Yeah, it's there. Okay. Number 5.
Number 1, Manifold Garden. Number 2, Telling Lies. Number 3, Fall Guys. Number 4, John Wick Hex. Number 5, Ghost Runner. Number 6, Streets of Rage 4. Number 7, Under Night in Birth EXE. Number 8, Superliminal. Number 9, Huntdown. And number 10, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Where do you want to put Bugsnax?
This is an interesting one because I think looking at the top 3, I think
Manifold
it either goes
Telling Lies, Fall Guys.
I think it goes either above or below Fall Guys.
I will shake your hand and tell you it goes below Fall Guys.
Do you think number 4?
Yeah.
I'm down with that. Number 4 sounds good to me.
It's that thing where I they're obviously such different games, Bugsnax and Fall Guys. But I do think the replayability of Fall Guys, the pick up and play nature of Fall Guys, the jump in, jump out of that, right, speaks to something in terms of like a great downloadable game. Bugsnax is great, but it's not going to appeal to everybody. Like, do you want to solve these puzzles and collect all these things? Okay. Fall Guys is like, I think anybody could jump into and play and have fun and, go through. You've seen that. What's the lasting power of Fall Guys? Who knows? What's the lasting powers of Bugsnax? Like, I think Bugsnax is a great game, a fun story, really cute characters. It makes you feel things, which is nice. It makes you go capture some stuff, goes places as a story. But yeah, I think it's a solid number 4 there. So
yeah, and I think both these games are kind of developed to be internet sensations too. Like when Bugsnax comes out and people get their hands on Bugsnax, I think that's going to be a conversation on the internet for like at least a week or two. And Fall Guys was that, and Fall Guys kind of continues to be that. Maybe not as strong as at launch, but I still see people bring up Fall Guys, and I still see the Fall Guys Twitter wilding and all that stuff. And if we're talking about games that are engineered to be these, cool social media moments, I think Fall Guys definitely goes above and beyond in a way that Bugsnax I could see very easily like coming and then going like a week later.
The thing about it, right, is like, even Demetrius Newell I see in chat right now, I don't play Fall Guys anymore. I can see Fall Guys having the resurgence. I think when that comes to Xbox, when that comes to mobile, when that comes to Switch, and not to mention when season 2, I think they were already, we're going to do this nights and things before how they even got out with season 1. And now it's like, oh shit, I think the next big season they have for that, I'll make it a big change. But the pick up and play nature of it, like, it just speaks to video games being something fun you can jump right into, I think. And I think, you can't say enough about it is fun to play, whatever its lasting power and how it's stuck with different people. That's a different ball of wax. But Bugsnax, great.
Bugsnax.
Blessing.
Greg.
On top of being able to write in with questions, comments, and concerns to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, we ask people to write in with their PSN profile so we can go to psnprofiles.com and check out their trophies and have a segment we call Trophies and Chill. Today, Vlad Jones writes in wanting us to look at their PSN profile. The name there is party_sas. SAS. SAS. Party_sas. Hey, Gressing. This summer, I was able to finish my biggest accomplishment in gaming, getting the plat for every Kingdom Hearts game on PlayStation 4 and joining the Kingdom Hearts community's Platinum Club. I've got a spreadsheet tracking games that I love and like just enough to want to get the plat in. And I like your thoughts on what I've got so far in my profile and recommendations on what I should do next. Keep up the great work. P.S. I hate the Keratin frogs in Snake Eater. I miss one in a motorcycle segment and my run's ruined. Feels bad, man. What's dedication already? Party Saz. I'm on Party Saz's PSN profile right now. You can check it out too, psnprofiles.com. Currently, he is at level 239 in trophies. Total trophy count is 1,451 with 11 platinums. Right now, person after Blessing's Heart, Barrett's Heart, the Phantom Thieves Hearts, working on that Persona 5 Royal. 50 of 53 trophies right now in that. What are you short? Short the platinum, of course, then short of Take Back the Future, complete every palace, and the Path Chosen, watched the ending. That's all they're short. Vlad could do that and no problem. Pick that up real easy. Ain't that right, Barrett?
What?
Let's see what you got here in terms of your platinums, Vlad.
I forgot about these Keratin frogs, so I had to Google it when you mentioned it because I was like, "What the fuck is?" I never
went for the platinum, and I don't know what they're talking about.
No, yeah, basically the frog collectible, like the toy frog things in Snake Eater.
Okay. Right now the platinums, all of them look like this: Dragon Ball Z, Kakarot, Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, Infamous Second Son, Resident Evil 2, The Sims 4. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts, and then the first one here, The Sexy Brutale. Well, first off, I say you double back and you get the original Infamous. You already got Infamous Second Son. Go get Infamous, the original one. Then get Infamous 2.
Damn. You're going to make him like bust out a PS3?
Yeah, I am.
Damn. Cold. That's cold. I've been thinking a lot about the Zero Escape games. I see Zero Escape is one of the games they have on here that they haven't platinum, but it seems like they completed. I looked up the synopsis for I think the third game, so that would have been Zero Time Dilemma, and I was like, this game seems fascinating, which has made me very curious about picking up the other two Zero Escape games because I heard those ones are better, and so that would be 999 and. I forget the name of the other one, but there's basically like a 2-pack that's on PSN. And am I going to play those? Who knows? We'll see. Probably not soon, but I'm thinking about it. But I'm going to go ahead and say, go back and platinum those games. Okay. That's my recommendation to you.
If you don't, so here, you're making me feel bad if I'm making them break out these, PlayStation 3s or whatever. I'm seeing what else you got going on in here. What else have you started? Watch Dogs 2, you've started. Go get the platinum there. Watch Dogs 2, great game, great platinum. Arkham Knight. Oh my God, look how close you are to the Arkham Knight platinum. 64%.
What trophies they got left?
Right now for Arkham Knight, obviously missing the platinum itself, but then it's Leap of Faith, complete 8 different jumps over 100 meters, easy. Absolution, achieve 69 stars in AR challenges. Nice. Easy because it counts everything now.
Yeah, it counts all the DLC, so you can do that.
Blunt Trauma, perform every type of Predator takedown.
That's all. That one, my recommendation at the, not to spoil. They've gotten all those story trophies, right? I don't want to like spoil anything.
Yes, all the story changes.
But
end, keep in mind, maybe somebody listening has.
Yeah. At the end, you're fighting one specific character and trying to get them into a jail cell, essentially, and it's in a really trippy sequence. That is the best area for you to do that because you can try to chain your entire sequence with that one character.
15 different combos in free flow. Use all 5 Batmobile weapons successfully in one tank battle. Like this is all easy. This is just cleanup stuff. Yeah, you got this. Go get that then. There you go. Are you happy now, Blessing?
You did the right thing, Greg.
Thank you. I try every time we do a PS I Love You XOXO.
Also, actually, and I want to rescind mine because the Zero Escape series, I believe they're visual novels, and that might be like a deep thing to try and go back and platinum. I'm also, if you don't want to do Zero Escape, I'm gonna say do Persona 5 Dancing and Starlight because apparently those games are pretty easy to platinum.
They're very fun too and kind of relaxing. I'm still wondering what that question was that you asked me earlier. I'm still not sure.
Oh, I don't remember. It's something, it's just a transitional thing.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought it was going to be something important. Yeah, okay.
No, please. That was the last time I asked you something important. Don't worry about it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is PS I Love You XOXO for PlayStation 5 launch week. We hope you enjoy it. Remember, of course, the kind of funny coverage for PlayStation 5 is far from over. Just like this show, of course, we have a post show to do on patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. We have another games cast coming up. That's that Spider-Man Miles Morales spoiler cast. Of course, Kind of Funny Games daily each and every day. Then we're going to have, I don't know what we're doing with these games that are coming in late and seeing how we can review them, when we can do it. I know I'm planning on doing a stream of the PlayStation 5 later this week, kind of like just a hey, hang out. What do you want to see from it? I think we're shooting to do that when the embargo lifts later on. That I don't know if I'm allowed to say. So just eventually it's going to happen. We're doing a bug snack stream at some point. There's a lot of stuff going on, all on kindafunny.com. You can go there, find out what it is. You can follow us on Twitter, find out there. Whole bunch of good stuff happening for PlayStation 5. We hope you are excited. We hope you don't get any of those weird emails saying your thing's delayed. We hope it gets there. Barrett, where is your PlayStation 5?
So, update. I did end up getting my shipping email, but it was lost in my spam folder. It started shipping yesterday. It is now in Oakland.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I'm very
Still
excited.
close.
I know.
Yeah.
But on the FedEx site, they're saying we're holding this until the day of. So you're not getting until Thursday. But I have heard reports from other people, especially when the accessories were coming out early. Other people were getting those even earlier than October 30th. So we'll see. We'll see.
Ladies and gentlemen, good luck getting your PlayStation 5. Of course, share the moment with us on Twitter. I love seeing you guys go through, open stuff up, see what it's all about. Of course, remember, this show isn't over, but if it was and you didn't want to go to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, this is PS I Love You XOXO. Each and every Tuesday, Blessing and I come together to nerd out about all things PlayStation. If you like that, patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. Be part of the show. Give us your trophies. Ask us questions. Of course, get that post show. Get the show ad-free, and oh, so much more. However, if you have no bucks tossed our way, no big deal. Every Tuesday morning, you can get a brand spanking new episode at 6 a.m. Pacific time, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, roosterteeth.com, and podcast services around the globe. We have a post show to do, but if you're not joining us over there, no. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.